Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklarbro Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. One Zai, Two Goats.
That's our buddy Ed Ellington who came up with that one.
G-O-A-T-S, a.k.a. the Panty Pods, a.k.a. Two Dudes, One Afghan.
A.K.A. Two Bros, No Garden Hose. A.K.A. Two Fellas, No Mellow Yellows. A.K.A. Two Jews, No Harmon Killabrews.
A.k.a. Two Wolverines, One Sklarantine. We're here. We're ready to rock you. This has been just a crazy run. I am buoyed by the love that we've seen, by the relationship we're developing with Reverend Dr. Stackhouse. If you aren't following him on Twitter, get on it. We more than doubled his Twitter following. Now, granted,
You guys did.
Now, granted, it wasn't huge.
No, it may have come also from his
Who knows?
speech.
Who knows? I'm sure there was.
He did a beautiful eulogy. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Follow us on Instagram. We're at Sklar Brothers. We're also that on Twitter. We'll let you know the things that are coming up in our lives. And of course, our YouTube page is always there. We keep putting up new stuff. Our goal in this time is to entertain you, to give you a break from what we all see is a good fight for a progression in this world.
For progression, for equality, to sort of move as far away from racist roots as we can, and at the same time also be safe amidst a pandemic.
Which is spiking again because of everyone's interaction with one another.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like that's ending in the next moment, so we're going to keep giving this to you. And the good news is every single day, dumb people do dumb things, and in relationship to this pandemic, and
We're learning a lot about people.
Okay.
We're learning a lot about people.
So
Let's jump into this.
Because this is more my forte. All right?
I am going to let you run point, and I'll be here.
I'm just going to say this. When people get fired from Vanderpump Rules, the TV show, not there's
What's the name?
restaurant
Sir?
called Sir.
Yeah.
There's also a restaurant called Pump. There's also a restaurant called
Stop.
Tom.
You
Tom.
already know too
All
much.
right.
You
So
already know too much.
So when someone gets fired off that show, that the hammer's falling hard, because part of that show
is how outrageous those people are.
These people have to be train wrecks in order for us to want to watch them. They have to get drunk at a wedding and throw up on the bridesmaid. They have
to say the wrong things and
say the
then
wrong
not
things.
apologize, dig their heels in.
Steal up sunglasses when in Hawaii, or
Yeah.
cheat on someone's wife with their like all that crap happens on that show,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
foster that environment.
Yeah.
They encourage it.
So if you're getting fired off that show, you clearly are a liability, and they trade in liabilities.
Okay, so now I just have to say this because I've never seen Lost. I've never seen Game
good.
of Thrones.
Jesus Christ.
Which I'd never seen Game of Thrones, which
Even you knew the ending.
even I knew the ending sucked on Game of Thrones. Even though I knew
The
that
ending didn't suck, but it wasn't great. Like, I mean, I can't believe you've never seen one episode
Never
of Game
seen
of
one
Thrones.
episode, and I can already tell you that the ending did not live up to expectations.
How do you just have a premonition, a feeling?
I had a feeling about
What?
it.
How did that feeling speak to you? What did you feel like?
It felt like getting pushed out of a window by a brother and sister who were sleeping with each other.
You've never seen any of it?
Never seen any of it.
That's unbelievable.
Never seen any of
I
it.
can't believe that's the first thing that came to
Maybe
mind.
I'll change that when we're doing that. Okay, so I've missed some big series, some amazing series,
Yes, you
some
have.
seminal series,
Yes.
brilliant writing.
Yes.
Instead, I watched Vanderpump Rules.
Jesus.
And let me try and explain what Vanderpump Rules
Yeah,
is.
because I need explanations.
Yeah, to
'cause
anyone who's smart enough to
so
avoid it, okay?
tell me and the rest of our audience what it is.
It's addictive,
Mm-hmm.
it's stupid, it's pointless, and it's embarrassing, and I can't stop watching it, okay?
So let me know.
Lisa Vanderpump, and I don't even know if that's her actual name.
That
I'm just
cannot be her
I think
real
it
name.
is. She's British, and she was originally on The Real Housewives of, I think, Beverly Hills.
Right.
And what's interesting to me about that is the fact that
She's not from America.
she's not a housewife from Beverly Hills. She lives in Beverly Hills, and she's not a housewife. Like,
She works.
She works more than her husband.
Right.
Her husband is this sort of diminutive, like, if you emasculated Roger Daltrey and shrunk him a little bit and gave him a little dog to carry around,
So if you gave
and and made him like 70, like perennially 72.
So-
but like he's in like slippers that you're like, are those shoes you can wear out of the
They're
house?
Todds.
They're Todds. Lots of Todds. He's like a kept, like, he's like the little dog that he holds when he
Like
walks around.
she should carry him around in a
in a
purse.
little thing.
Right.
So she does all the work. She is not the housewife.
He is the house.
He is the
husband.
housewife.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
She runs many businesses, including her bar restaurant called Sir in West Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a gay bar, but I'm going to say it's gay friendly. It's on Robertson, Robertson and Melrose, so just south of a very
I know where that is.
popular
Yeah.
strip
Yeah.
on
Robertson.
on Santa Monica,
Right.
Boys
Right
Town.
near
It's-
the Troubadour.
Right.
It's West Hollywood. It's WeHo.
right WeHo, West Hollywood,
A lot
heart
of beautiful
it.
people.
So in her restaurant bar, all the wait staff and the bartenders
Is hot.
are beautiful. They're
Right.
just like beautiful, chiseled cut
Right,
people.
right.
So Bravo thought, okay, let's spin off this show off of the Housewives and
Yeah.
see if people want to watch hot 20-somethings, hook up with each other, drink with every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, talk shit about each other behind each other's backs,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then show up and have to work together. All right, and also sleep with each other. So
That's
like,
the plan.
so it turns out everyone loves this show. Like, I can't even. Explain
I don't
why
know
I
this
watch.
show.
It, you know what? It fulfills the same. Like, it releases the same serotonin that goes into your brain when I'm watching like an old sporting event that I
Know the result.
know the result in. It's like
You know what's going to happen.
you can turn off any part of your body that is doubting an outcome, and
You don't have to think.
you don't have to think. It's total 100% fluff. There's no substance. It's like watching a group of people have their 20s in a way that we didn't even have our 20s. And
No.
I thought we had a great 20s.
We had a great 20s.
We had a wonderful. And what's crazy to me is, I'll tell you this, Rand, the show has been on for 8 years.
That's unbelievable.
8 freaking years.
That's
so
a crazy run in television. For
you know what?
people who
It's
don't
become like a dumb version of 7 Up. You know
That's
that
right. Yes.
that documentary
They
series
check back in with
where they
someone
check
every
back in.
se-
So that series, it's kind of the opposite of 7 Up, but at the same time, it weirdly, as
Is
it continues
7
to go on, is 7 Up. So 7 Up was a series in England where they took a group of kids that
Kids.
were born from very different backgrounds right when they were born.
Right.
Then when they were 7.
Then they were 14.
They keeps checking in with them every 7 years of their lives, and it plays out like a reality show. It's a
Sure.
documentary on their lives, on
You're
where
like,
they've
I
gone.
can't, and the whole point of that is I can't believe this kid here who is full of so much hope is now
Really, but it's like all of them have the same issues they had when they were very little, which is this person came from an orphanage and never knew his mother and
That's
father. And
right.
so those issues plague
Plague
that person
themselves
through
out.
their entire
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
It is fascinating.
Oh, my God, that
so
stuff
there's
is
a little bit of that in this, and we've watched these because we've watched these as 8 years.
Yeah.
They were
It's
in
a
their
long
20s.
time.
They were 20-somethings, and now they're moving into
Do you
their
feel
30s.
like you know some of these people better than you know some of like our friends?
No, I
Okay.
don't feel like I know these people better because I think it's like a show. I don't think it's really fully
No.
who they are.
No.
But we did a small piece with Scott Rogowski for, I want to say, for Sports Illustrated with
Yeah.
one woman who's in the show.
Who?
Her name is Ariana, and she's dating, or she's married to, or engaged or whatever, this guy Tom Sandoval, who's from St. Louis.
Oh my
and
God.
I am positive they know who we are. I know she does because we were the stars. of this piece.
Sandoval sounds like a Girl Scout cookie that they were like, we have to take it off the market.
Right.
Like there were
razor blades in every
yeah,
single bag.
somebody found something like asbestos.
He's like a
in-
modelly looking dude, and he's actually, as far as like the moral compass on the show,
He's like a
he's
guy-
kind of a guy you're like, all right, I can get behind this guy. He's
Right.
dating this woman, he's
Right,
with
right,
her, he
right.
seems like he doesn't cheat on her. All right, everyone else cheats on everything. Okay, so this, all right, we'll get into what happened with social media
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot.
And the moment we're living in right now.
These guys cannot escape their racist and
No,
their dumb past. And what's so crazy,
You're going to get nailed for your old tweets and your old incidences.
so really this
because
becomes,
you thought it would get swept under the rug.
and this is a be careful what you wish for,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're famous just for living your life,
no skill.
for no skill, the second they take that life, that fame giving thing
Mm-hmm.
away,
And you're never going to work again because you're not even talented. It's like
so you don't have you don't have a talent behind you, and then on top of that,
people take back. Adrian Peterson got a job after beating his son's scrotum open with a tree branch
'Cause he's a running
He's
back.
a good running
It's his
back.
skill.
These people on this show serve no purpose whatsoever.
and-
you have to do porn.
and they're getting older,
Yeah.
so they're less like.
They're 8 years in.
And they don't have the same bodies they had
Nope.
8 years ago.
No, you
like
don't.
none of us do. Like
Right.
as you get older, you
That's
know.
right.
And yes, they're good-looking people for in their 30s, but they don't look like they were like naked in like photo shoots like in their 20s.
Right.
And it's like now they're just people,
Right.
and you're interested in their lives because you're invested. But if you get tossed out of things, so there are very few. There are a couple OG cast members who were there from the beginning.
Right.
Two of them, two white girls, self-proclaimed basic bitches. I think they've said that on the show before.
Yeah.
Have been fired, and they're on their way out the Vanderpump door. Stassi Schrader,
who was dating Patrick Maher,
who is a
sports guy, sports talk radio guy who we love, but they're no longer dating.
They're no longer dating. She's got engaged to someone else on the show.
She
and then
dropped him.
Stassi and Kristen. Kristen is the other one. Kristen was the most batshit crazy. The one who would like show up to weddings that she wasn't invited to and go ape shit on people and get drunk and throw glasses at people all crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That all the producers were like, get her in there, get her sauced, and
let her have
a
a couple shots before she gets over there. All right. They're stoking that
put her
fire.
head on a baseball wiffle ball bat and send her 3 times around and then send her in.
Right, but they thought that was the worst thing they were going to do is ruin someone else's wedding. Well, here you go.
Here we go.
Pales in comparison to what they did to a black castmate.
Yeah.
I can't even call them a castmate because they're not castmates.
They're not castmate.
So
Just a fellow
Stassi
person on the show
admitted on, I think, a live stream or something recently. No, I don't think it was a podcast. I was rereading, and I think that in 2018, she called the cops on a castmate, a black castmate, Faith Stowers, I think is her name, and reported her as stealing property after she saw that a different black woman was wanted for theft.
So she's trying to frame her.
Right. And I'm guessing that with the way people run willy-nilly at this point with race and cops is that this woman, Faith, had to deal with it.
Right.
Wasn't like someone comes to your house and said, hey, we have some questions for you and looks at a picture.
No.
So this is not something you get through on Faith alone. And then Kristen tweeted that Faith was guilty of said crimes, or at least insinuated it in her tweet.
Right. And because she's batshit crazy.
Right. And also because, I'm not saying that but there was a certain cast member. It's like, we know who you're talking about.
Right.
And
she's really laying
that is
into
insane. That is okay. How far removed is that, Randy, from the woman in Central Park who said,
Yep.
there is a man, an African-American man who is threatening me.
No proof.
No proof.
How far is that from the president saying that the protester, the 75-year-old man who got pushed down from the cops, was scrambling their police scanners and working for Antifa? By the way, you know what Antifa stands for? Anti-fascist.
Right.
Why is that a bad thing?
Right.
Why is it bad to be
Anti-fascist.
Anyway,
well,
whatever.
these two women who were sitting in the cushion of, like, they weren't even working at SUR anymore. That's how ingrained into the show they are, and that's how much the show had sort of spidered out into their lives and things. So they are kicked off this show, which was their
money train.
The money train,
dude,
the
and
future.
rightfully so. Doesn't this feel like great and just like I feel like someone is coming through with like an eraser and starting to erase,
or it's just
people.
like Sandman sweeping
Sandman,
through and getting the bad acts off.
Sweep it off the stage.
Two other cast members, newer cast members, who I don't even know because I really haven't been involved. They got busted for tweets that were dragged out from 2012. The reported tweets posted in 12. Max, I guess, is one of them. Called the N-word his favorite word.
Why? Why would you ever do that?
Why
would you ever do that? That's, by the way, that was never a good thing.
So
in 2012, that wasn't a good thing.
So talked about wanting to punch Asians and called pop star Justin Bieber queer. All right. So I was trying to think, like, 2012, how old are these guys? Maybe they're in their early 20s, mid 20s. So 2012, they're 16, 17 years old. Would we have done that when we were 16, 17?
Absolutely not.
Twitter wasn't around, so we obviously don't.
I don't think
pull out
so.
Those old tweets, but like,
so this guy Brett's a waiter and Lisa's personal trainer.
Right. That's another guy. So that's another guy. He reportedly tweeted the N-word multiple times, along with the hashtag women suck.
Wait a minute.
So, I mean, look, I don't expect a show like Vanderpump Rules to dig in and see somebody's past, but they're gone now. They're gone. And if this isn't making you want to watch the show, Randy, I don't know what
But
is.
here's the deal. For years, hot people have gone unchecked.
Yeah, hot white people.
Hot white people unchecked. Their power is immense.
Their power is it's omniscient. It's omnipotent. They're omnipotent.
Right.
Because nobody is willing to
stand up to him.
Stand up to a hot person.
Because someone's trying to sleep with him.
So hot guys are awful. Hot women are just as bad. And to me, this is a good sign that hot people are taking.
Hot people, it's time to get yours.
It's like when a hot woman gets the boot and hammered by this movement, and a famous hot woman at that, Look, these people, I'm so with you when you say they don't have the talent. I'm so with you when you say they're not.
I look forward to what you're going to do next in your career after being gifted what you had.
Right. Because
and to me, being gifted something that you had and given status for no talent, you being brought down this way because of some other stupid stuff you did, to me feels justified. This feels like the way you had to go out.
Right. It's like weirdly just because it came out of nowhere. And then it disappeared.
The universe giveth, and then universe
you giveth the reason to
taketh
it
away.
Back.
There you go.
Not to speak in a weird language, but all right, that's the first story.
First story, it's amazing. I love that people are getting theirs. People are getting theirs, and there's a good sign. Let's bring it down. And
they're writing new rules at Vanderpump
if
Rules.
it's justified, see you later. We don't need you. Let's take a break. When we come back, great story. Crazy story about
is it? We'll ask this question now.
We'll put the question to you through the break.
Is it possible that there could ever be too much pizza in your life?
If it's Domino's, you know Jay's answer. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. This is View from the Cheap Seats. Not View from the Cheap Seats.
Sklarbro Country.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Sklarbro Country, the virus edition. We'll be right back.
It's a little catastrophe, and that ain't funny. And he said,
hey guys, welcome back to the show. What can we tell you? On June 21st, and I don't know if we're going to be in that episode, but we're taking part in a very cool show on TBS called The Tournament of Laughs, hosted by Jason Sudeikis. Here's who's on the show. All right, it's us, Jeff Ross, Natasha Leggero, Moshe Kasher, Cameron Esposito, Sarah Tiana, Mateo Lane, Beth Stelling, Triumph the Insult Comic, Jim Norton. There's so many good people on this show.
So many good people. We feel lucky to just be there, and we'd love to make it through a couple rounds.
So when it comes out and there's a chance for you to vote for us or text, please do it. We'd love for you guys to do that for us. We'd love to make it through several rounds and do this thing. It'd be a wonderful thing for us. We'd love to do crazy bits for you, and I think this show is really going to be fun.
Agreed.
The two things we shot so far for round one and round two, we love. So we can't wait to show those to you. That's the 21st. That's Sunday on TBS. I believe it's 7 p.m. West Coast time,
10 p.m.
Eastern time, 9 Central, 8 Mountain. Check it out. Tournament of Laughs. Vote for us if we're in that first show. 32 comedians gets whittled down to
16 after the first two episodes.
Right.
So they do 8
and then 8.
And then 8. That's what each episode is.
It's going to be great. So check that out. Should we jump into this?
Let's jump into it. All right. So I asked a question before the break. Is it possible to have too much pizza in your life? If it is
so
Domino's,
you're asking too much fried cheese on bread with other delicious toppings. Is that...
That feels like a no, and that feels like an unequivocal no across the board, even if it's not Domino's.
I can't even see a scenario where someone would be angry at that.
Okay. For one Belgian man, it is a resounding yes. You can't have too much pizza in your life.
Let's hear it.
There can be too. And by the way, remind me to never bring this dude to any kid's birthday parties where they're serving Domino's and tricking me into thinking it is an artisan
We are
pizza.
recording this on Wednesday, December 10th. It is December 10th, June 10th. It is my daughter Daisy's 15th birthday.
There is pizza at your house.
There will be pizza tonight. That was her choice. That is my kid's choice. You cannot have too much pizza.
If
you hear that?
Paul Thomas Anderson was making a movie about the lives of most people in this country, it would be called There Will Be Pizza.
There will be pizza.
There will be sauce. A Belgian man says he's been receiving mysterious pizzas for over a decade.
Was this the plot of the movie Mystic Pizza?
It should have been.
Was this
this would be the plot of Mystic Pizza
if Mystic Pizza was Mystic River?
Or if Mystic Pizza was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
It turns out the pizzas are all dead.
What?
Sorry, spoiler alert. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. So this guy's mad.
Okay.
He's been having over a decade. I feel really bad for him because he's so sad that he's having so much food prepared for him by
sent
other
to him.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So
how can we make reparations for your suffering is what you're saying.
So the victim, and we'll get into this.
Victim!
In the article, it said the victim. The victim said that it happened so much that now he shakes when he hears a scooter coming down the road.
What?
So I guess scooters in Belgium are the only way that pizza is delivered. So anytime he hears a scooter, he has a Pavlovian shaking response that he has to deal with the delivery.
PTPD, post-traumatic pizza disorder.
By the way, that's an insult to anyone who's been a victim of anything. I'm just going to say that. This guy...
If anything... This guy is victim shaming real victims
right,
of things.
Right. They are victims of of someone using the word
That's
victim
right.
to describe.
You
All
are
right.
now triggering other people by you co-opting the word victim.
He really should have told them to take that word out of the article. I think that, okay. So
That's right.
the obvious question is, how in the world?
Maybe he was a victim of gotcha journalism.
He is. All right. So how in the world could he be getting Mystic pizzas?
That's my question.
Okay. So do you remember the old Stephen Wright joke where he said,
I remember all of them.
there was a light switch on my wall when I was growing up.
Went to nowhere.
And I would just flick it on and flick it off all the time. And then a few years later,
I got a letter from
was it a letter or a phone call?
I got a letter from a woman in Germany who said,
cut
"Stop
it out. Cut it out.
Stop it."
I think cut it out was the
Cut it
actual.
out. Whatever.
But I just love that it was
Great joke.
Great joke. Also giving like the German woman like an American colloquialism. That's
right.
Such a
So
funny because
knock it off. I think he said knock it off.
Knock it off.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Letter from a lady in Germany that said knock it off.
So tell me about this dude.
All right. So I love that joke.
How old is he?
Guy's 65 years old.
Oh, man.
His name is Jean Van Landegam.
Is he a martial arts artist?
He is a martial artist. Says that delivery drivers bring pizzas to his doors at all hours of the day and all hours of the night.
Okay,
so
that
now
is annoying.
I'm on his side a little bit.
I don't know if I'd shudder when I hear a scooter.
Right.
But come on.
He even reported that he received 14 deliveries in one day. And it's not always pizza, by the way. Sometimes it's fast food as well. But this, okay, if this
someone's
is the long
pranking
play,
him.
if this is the Windy City Heat of,
Dude,
of Belgian long play pranks.
If Kimmel is behind this, congratulations, sir. This
hope
is
so.
brilliant.
I
this
hope
is
so.
an international prank of extraordinary proportions.
It's another classic. We'll hats
give
off
it
to
to
you,
you.
Jimmy Kimmel. And look, I don't even think you can arrest the guy who's doing this because
He's paying
I think
for it.
someone's paying for it.
Somebody.
So what is the crime? What is the crime aside from like just messing with somebody in this? I don't think there is a crime.
food wasting. I don't know.
I want the call to be coming from inside the house.
So it is someone from his house who's doing it.
right.
And just
I don't
annoying
think that's what it is.
That can't
All right.
be.
So can he check
A ghost? What if this is ghost delivery? Ghost pizza.
Ghost pizza? All right. So here's the deal. Can't he check? And this is what I was thinking, Rand.
Who ordered this?
Can he ask the delivery person and say, "Look,
Yeah.
these are coming, and I'm not ordering them"?
Right.
Because that this feels like something he could figure out right away. Like say to the, like
This is
his
such a great
victimhood
prank.
is so, like
Because
but-
it's something he has to figure out.
right. So I think what he should say is call the places that are sending him pizzas, unless it's coming from a bunch of places. But if he wants to stop, say, "Hello, my name is this. I live at this address. When I order the pizza, I'm going to give you a code word.
Mm-hmm.
The code word is rosebud, or the code word is something. That's how you know that
McGillicuddy.
it's me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm never going to order a pizza ever again because I've been too traumatized. with this.
I've had too much.
So if anyone ever orders a pizza to this location and to be delivered to this location, know that it is not me.
Right.
And you know what? If they pay for it, eat it.
Eat it or give it to someone.
Give it to the homeless.
This is trauma pizza for this guy.
This is the craziest part of the story is that a friend of this dude who lives 20 miles away,
I don't know. Put that in kilometers. 30?
36 kilometers
Okay, fine.
away, has been delivered random food, including fast food and pizzas.
So this is
Also-
only happening to his friends.
So his friend and him. So now it's got to be someone who knows both of them.
It has
So
to be a common link.
How can we not sleuth this out?
Yeah.
It feels like a Hardy Boys. It feels like a Hard Lee Boys mystery.
Right.
I feel like every time he gets a pizza delivered to him, he has to remind himself that Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, and
so
then
before you start feeling victimized,
And then relax.
Right.
You're not a victim of anything. Okay.
and it's like a secret Santa extended over a decade.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe it's a secret admirer. That's the other thing that I thought.
Totally.
Like someone who doesn't know how to
Let
take
me
the
send
next
this
step.
drink over to that table over there. Let me send this pizza over to this guy who lives over here, and I'm going to send one to his friend just to mess with him. Like
Okay.
this is an unbelievable prank. If this,
What
was-
if it's this and this? If it's this, I will love this place so much, even almost maybe more than a prank.
Right.
What if it's from a delivery guy who he stiffed years ago on a tip, like on a bad tip for a decade?
Right.
And he said, "You know what? I'm never going to let this rest. I'm going to terrorize this man until he goes."
So here's my question: if they deliver 14 times to the same place, do you tip every time? Do you?
I think after 4 times, if it's the same delivery people, you don't have to tip anymore.
Yeah.
I know they're making the trip.
You just like leave it outside.
Yeah. At this point, like,
By the way, you should be able to figure this out. There is enough. This isn't a cold case with no DNA. It's not like 1973 where we don't have DNA.
Right.
You should be able to
you should
find
be able
out
to figure it out.
who ordered this.
And number two,
Who ordered the code red flakes?
okay, sign.
Who ordered the code red?
You can't you want me on that dough. Here's the deal. You need to put a sign outside your door.
Mm-hmm.
All food deliveries leave on the porch.
That's right.
And then put a bowl of candy and be like,
That's
this
right.
is your
You
tip.
take one.
Here's your tip, Halloween style.
Take one.
Roll of quarters in a bowl.
There you go, guys.
It's a crazy story. There are no victims. It's a victimless crime, but a man was called a victim in the article, and I feel
It's a
like
victimless pizza.
victimless pizza.
That's how we do what we do.
Bottomless breads, victimless pizza. We're the Sklar brothers.
Punch a water faucet. We are the faucet fondlers. That was
Yes.
another great one. Go punch a water faucet and then go wash your hands. Stay socially distanced.
but stay connected.
Stay protected. Don't get infected. We love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.